If you're into niche businesses, building badass machines with your hands, or anything on four wheels that goes fast, you're in for a treat today. We're in South Florida with Josue and Albert from Reliable Golf Carts, a top provider of golf carts who are pushing the limits like we've never seen before.
A customer comes in, they want to say, hey, I want to do all this. I have an idea, let's build it together. So then the finished product, you know, when you want a custom build, you have something like this, all done. Same chassis, just built out.
Between the two of us, I'm the cautious one. He's the risk taker, and that's what makes us so great. Yeah, we get trade-ins that are lowest as $1,000 all the way, and like I said, we build them 30, 40,000. You know.
That's one thing I could change and tell people: listen, you're getting into any business, have a plan. Write it down with a plan. Then we got our little custom stuff, which is like the Camaro. This is one of our race carts we take. We have the Hummer. Service is our big thing. If you notice, you know, we got a lot of service vehicles that we do work on, from engine rebuilds for gas to, you know, fixing oil leaks on the rear end.
If you think back to the beginning, what is a mistake that you made in starting your own business that you'd say, man, if I could do that different, or tell someone else to not do this thing, what would you say that is? So like, how are you guys involved in like the golf cart racing? Like, do you actually race yourself?
Yeah, so he's a tuner, and he does a lot of he'll drive too, but he's mostly the tuner, and I drive. You know, we have a couple of guys that drive, my nephew.
Better son took this to Edgefield, South Carolina. It was 2 years.
Yep. Last year. Yep.
Last year, and he won 2 bracket.
Right.
You know, one was bracket racing, and then he won with second level
against
So this is actually one of the carts that you would actually race.
Yep. This one here, and out of 55 carts, ended up being this cart and one of my other carts that ended it. Yep. And then we had to race 3 times, and boom, he won. He won best out of 3. Yeah, with this cart. We got a couple of trophies for us, which is nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It was with all the work we do, it's good to just be able to have fun with them.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm always like,
how long have you guys been in business for now?
So it's 13 years.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
And like, why golf carts? Like, if you go back to the beginning, like, what inspired you? You're like, I'm going to start a business. It's going to be golf carts.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of fell into this. A friend of ours had a golf cart shop. Both of us were working on cars, and he brought us on, and, you know, we fell in love with it. I was really good at, doing service and diagnostic and stuff like that. And was really good at sales.
Okay.
And he just, it made us a good.
Oh yeah, good too. Yeah.
Yeah. We worked well together, and we worked for that company well. Yeah. So then we worked for a couple other companies, and then ended up the company we were working for at that time ended up closing, and we decided to open Reliable.
So we've got a pretty big shop here. What was it like when you guys first started? Like, what kind of building were you in, or were you even in a building when you started?
So in the beginning, we always worked on golf carts when we were younger. But when we first started in Reliable, we used to work behind my parents' house on a concrete pad that we used to use a canopy. So every time the wind, the rain, we're putting up a new canopy.
Yeah.
You know, so we did good there, and we made a name for ourselves out of the years. One, we're honest. You know, we do what we're going to say we're going to do. And the knowledge we have, we don't just say we know how to work on golf carts. We actually went a step further and started doing classes and doing different stuff, learning, not just saying we know how to do it. And just taking pride on what we do. Right, as always.
How long were you working on that concrete slab before you felt confident and you're like, we're going to get a permanent location to start our business?
Yeah, we started in mobile center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was the biggest thing is I mean, we started with one van doing mobile service from Miami all the way up. And then, so whatever we couldn't fix on the road, we bring back that concrete and work on it there. And then I'll fix it, get it back to the customer.
Yeah.
It took us about 3 years to get our first spot. 2016.
Wow.
When we got our first place. And it was a 2,000 square stop, and
Yeah.
it was tough to make that transition, going from almost no
overhead.
overhead like that. But it was probably the best decision we ever made. Because the amount of business that came in, just having a place like that helped a lot. We still stuck to our mobile service, but then now we're able to do service there at the top.
Sure.
And take it to a little custom, doing a little more custom instead of just repairing. And, so we do custom and upgrades, lithium, high speed. A lot of people want that extra music and colorful lights and all that. So
like what percentage or part of your business would you say is like new sales versus custom builds and customizations that you do for customers?
So a lot of the stuff we do very little of new sales. Yes, we do have a lot of cards for sale, stuff like that. Our showroom, as you can see, is not a big showroom because we're more of a hands-on. So we do a lot of service. That's our biggest stuff. So you can see we do a lot of hands-on stuff. So a lot of
and the service includes like customization, doing lithium installs, high-speed setups. We do a lot of Navitas motors and controllers and stuff for speeds.
I mean, when you think about custom builds, what are some of the most popular things that you're doing for customers? Is it lights? Is it music?
So our biggest thing, right? There's a lot of turnkey carts. When turnkey carts is you get in the cart, it's turnkey. Yeah. There's not really you can change. What I like is taking a frame of a golf cart, something like just a chassis, and building it up. You want red seats. We build it to what you want. The family usually, customer wants to build it. They want to build it with the wife, the kids, or, build it together. So let's get them involved. You want it with your name on it. You want any specific colors. We'll do it. Sure. We'll do it and build it to what you want. Yeah.
So you're actually building it up from the chassis, totally custom for a customer.
Yeah. We have that option of we take an aluminum chassis and build it the way you want out of, we powered by Navitas. Navitas is a running system and they do the aluminum chassis. That's our proprietary, and what we go to is the Navitas aluminum chassis whenever we do any kind of custom build.
It's a base start.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think like for me, and I think for a lot of people, when you think about golf carts, you think about a golf course, and it's just a white cart driving around there. But I don't see any of those in here. Like, do you guys deal with golf courses as your business, or is it a completely separate business from that?
So we do work on a lot of golf carts, customers that they play golf. Yeah. So we try to keep them running with stuff. They want lithium battery. A lot of time you'll best believe that when they're playing golf, they want to be faster than the next guy. So they do these little upgrades to make their carts run 30, 40 miles an hour on the course. So they know when they're going home from the course, they're going fast. A lot of people do those little upgrades and, so that
and to get their neighbors and stuff like that. It says, I want to be faster than him now. So it's a competition between them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're for it.
How has the industry changed over the 13 plus years that you guys have been doing it? What is there new technology? Is there new things that people are looking for as far as customizations and custom builds?
I guess the biggest thing would be lithium. So a lot of it was lead acid. The for golf carts, that technology was not, that chemistry wasn't there.
Okay.
So everything was lead acid. You go 3-4 years, okay, you need another set of batteries. Lithium goes way beyond that as far as, they tend to last 10 to 11 years. You tend to have some problems, but the longevity is 10 to 11 years for the cell life.
Sure.
And the maintenance, no water to check on lithium,
longer runtime.
Longer, yeah.
Like you said, no maintenance. You don't have to put water in, no acid. It's lighter, 300 pounds lighter.
Okay.
You double your distance as well, as far as what you could run with lead acid compared to low.
And I see a lot of custom, builds in here. You guys have done this for years. What is one that sticks out as your favorite custom build that you've done? Do each of you have one?
I mean, we build a lot of crazy stuff. I can tell you right now, the one that really opens our eyes, well, my eyes, is the aluminum 4x4 chassis through Navitas. I can tell you that that's going to be a big game changer when someone wants, like, back in the day, they used to have a brand called Bad Boy Buggies that always had issues. It's a 4x4 cart, but steel chassis. So you got rust and stuff like that. But when Navitas has the aluminum, and then to make it 4x4 with a galvanized chassis, something that's going to be reliable and not be breaking down and rusting, but Navitas has that figured out. So their aluminum chassis, and then the 4x4 custom build that we have, you know, we see a few out there. They're great. I mean, the 4x4 is a nice option to have when you're doing hunting and people want to go off-road. It's not a side-by-side, but it is definitely, it's not scared of off-road, being 4x4. What about you?
I'd have to say, anything fast. I mean, my Camaro is probably one of my favorite.
How fast is it?
So we hit 75.
Okay.
Well, not me personally, myself. We don't go that fast, but so 75 was the highest we've gotten so far. And there's stuff we're trying to do to get to the next level on that as well.
Yeah.
And then there's always pushing the limits to the next thing, right? So we're at, these are 76 volt, but we're trying to go to the next step, which was 96 and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we're messing with a few things now to get us to that point. So
nice. Does racing play a role in marketing your business? And if not, what do you use that's successful in bringing in new clients and marketing for yourself?
So one, yes, in the racing world and the upgrade world for speed and stuff like that, we do use the carts so that people know, hey, we know what we're talking about when it comes to combinations of how fast you want to go.
Sure.
As far as like media and advertising, word of mouth. And we put our name out there with the work we do. And everybody says, listen, there's a lot of people that say, we know how to work on golf carts. Okay. Anybody can put a new body, make it look good. Take a pig and dress it up. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's still a pig. But who actually knows the inside of the golf cart? Very rare. There's a lot of people that know the inside of a golf cart, what wire does what color wire, what you're looking for. Yeah. That's where we come in, that we like the training for that. We try to train all our guys. We just started with 2 people and now, we have a team, which is nice, and the knowledge.
We also go to car shows and stuff like that in the area, which is, it's for cars and trucks and stuff like that. But then when they see this stuff, it has to bring in that, that type of crowd also to.
We were talking a little bit earlier about networking. Can you tell us what you think the importance of networking, inside the industry and outside the industry is to your success?
It's huge. Networking, you always want to have a good relationship with other people in the industry. You know why? Because they'll help you at one point, you help them at another point. Sometimes I have a customer in their area, and I can say, hey, can you take? Absolutely, right? So that's how we work together to go forward, because there's so much business, especially in our area in Palm Beach and in Florida. There's so much business that you should be able to have a good relationship with the next company, because at one point you're going to need them.
Sure.
For whatever it is, a part, my guys on the road south in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, I can, hey, go to this guy and he's got it, and then as far as, people bounce off of each other for diagnostic and stuff like that. And so it's very, very important to have that as a business owner and be able to give that as a friend and network.
The cart world changes so much. So there's always a new something, new cart, new accessory, something. So we help out. So people do call, and we do call if we have to reach out to another person that knows a specific brand cart and we have a question. It's nice to have that backing, because there is a lot of golf carts in Florida. So not to be, I want to work on everybody's cart. That's not going to happen. There's a lot of carts out there, which is nice. So, and that's why the networking does help, of knowing other people. Hey, you ever ran into this problem? And it goes both ways, because we specialize in, let's say, the Navitas motor and controllers. a lot of phone calls come in, hey, if you ever ran into this problem, you know what? Yes. Or that's where the networking, the relationship portion of
The
it.
good thing about the Navitas too is that you have Bluetooth capabilities, right? So we have an app, you can do diagnostics.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
When it's we can read off of like a data log, and it's like we're there with the car and say, hey, your cylinder it's not working.
Yeah.
So that's the tools they're coming up as the rest of the industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you guys think back, so a lot of our viewers on Sweat Venture, they're looking to start their own business or trying to start their own business. If you think back to the beginning, what is a mistake that you made in starting your own business that you'd say, man, if I could do that different or tell someone else to not do this thing, what would you say that is?
I guess one thing is don't grow too big too fast.
Okay.
We between the two of us, I'm the cautious one. He's the risk taker, and that's what makes us so great because I wouldn't be in the position I'm at without him.
Sure.
And we probably wouldn't be into a different type of position if it wasn't for me. So so we work well together when it comes to that. But we made the jump. Yes, we've been fortunate, but it also put us in some type of, just like anything, it took time to, once you made that jump to get back to the level you were at, to make the jump again. And sometimes that stuff is stressful and a little bit hard on the shoulders and stuff. So
it's one thing my dad always told us, write it down. That's one thing I can tell you, write it down. You think in the future, you're going to remember what you want to come up with in a year. Yeah, you may have it in the back of your mind, but put it on a paper, put it on a plan of what you want in a year to happen. That's one thing I could change and tell people, listen, you're getting into any business, have a plan, write it down with a plan and add to it. You may add to it and say, hey, yeah, it could change. I want this in a year, but it may add to 18 months, so write it down.
Something totally different.
Or different. Yeah.
So that's
One of the mistakes we see businesses make is they don't follow up on invoices with clients. Jobber not only allows you to easily send invoices from your phone, but it will automatically follow up with unpaid invoices to make sure you're paid on time and your business runs smoothly.
Can you tell us about what your 5-year goal is? You guys have achieved a lot of success here, but where does Reliable Golf Carts go, over the next 5 years?
Branding. I see a big thing, branding.
Okay.
Yep. Our source brand, whether it's something minor we're working on right now is a brake. Okay. You want to go fast, right? You want to be able to slow down and stop when you hit the brakes. There's not any good brake kits. Well, that's something that I want to.
So you'll manufacture your own brakes for.
So we have some stuff in the works. Yes.
we built a few kits and
We're trying them out. Yeah.
And we're in testing phase with that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you become a brand of performance parts for golf carts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything to go from to the reliable thing. I mean, we're a family business, right? So, I mean, our goal is to eventually have our kids run it.
Yeah.
Kids do that, which is everybody's, it's always been our goal, is to pass it down.
One, the performance portion of it is Navitas. We keep bringing that up because that's our go-to for anything with running system and all that. But the additional stuff that people want, the items, the performance stuff, seats, they got a lot of different seats. But our name with the branding, batteries, who knows? Maybe in the future a lithium battery may show up, with our info. We've been doing this a long time. We know what we want inside for the performance of what to hold the running system. So who knows, maybe a custom battery may show up, in the future, which is cool. So if you touch on that subject, I got a good little thing about Fast and Furious when we got started, right? Remember?
Yeah. What should that?
So no, I'm just saying about the racing scene with Fast and the Furious. So the big thing is we were in the car game before building high speed or fast cars, Hondas, when Fast and the Furious. So we did a little thing back in the day when Fast and Furious came out with the Hondas. So that led us to the golf cart world. One time we were there with the Hondas in one of the races in Lake Worth in 441 was back in the day, big thing. And a guy in the golf cart world was there and we raised him with the car. Okay. But then in the golf cart world, you think about it, he wanted high speed in the golf cart. So we came up with a little kit, a speed switch, and, we were running a speed switch. So that got it. Oh, man, a lot of golfers, they want to go fast.
Yeah.
And that we fell into the business. Yeah. We fell into
We have the technology you have these days.
because of Fast and the Furious. People watch them and they're like, man, that's cool. I want to do that. The flashing lights, this and that. So we brought that from the car world into the golf cart world.
We talked to another golf cart business that's up in the Panhandle, and they do a lot of service and rentals and things like that. Do you think that the market, is there still a spot for someone to come in and be successful in this, or do you feel like it's kind of saturated, not just in South Florida, but what you see kind of around the country?
Yeah. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of companies come and go.
Yeah.
And I think, when COVID hit, a lot of companies came up, right? And some of those companies aren't around, some of them are still around. But there's always, like I said before, is that there's so many carts, there's so many golf carts, so many uses for golf carts, so many, people drive their kids to school. They go to get groceries. They use it for maintenance. They use it for their property.
Security.
Security, school boards, use it. Storage units use it. I mean, just there's so many use cases for them that that I don't see it going anywhere. So when a company, there's plenty of room for other companies.
Sure.
Obviously, we want to be the company, but we can also only take in so much as well.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of we help a lot of dealers in the area as well. They help us as well. So
you guys have some really good reviews online. Is that something that you focused on, or is that just kind of a natural offshoot of providing good service to your customers, and it manifests itself in a way?
Word of mouth is big. I mean, we don't tell people, hey, leave me a review or that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you see on there. It's people, we go the extra mile. If we see a cart that needs something or knowledge. I have a lot of people call in about asking questions. We like to answer the questions. I hear just the other day, people say, oh, I called another company. I find info about a battery, this and that. And they don't want to help me. They just want to sell me the battery. Well, you need to understand what the battery is going to do for you because it's an investment. Some batteries are out there at $3,000. You're buying an investment, not, why am I buying this battery? And you don't have the answer for it. That's where we like to give them the class of the knowledge of why you're spending on a good battery, the customer service, the warranty, the maintenance procedure, and what you have to do. Our biggest clientele right now is snowbirds. Okay, so when they do a specific job or a battery, they're going back up north. So they want to be able to leave the cart winter storage because they're gone for 6 months. A lot of people don't tell them what you have to do to prepare yourself to leave the cart for 6 months or however long. So that's where we like to give them the extra knowledge, even to when it comes to the people who answer the phone here, or like we said, my sister or sister-in-law, they have the knowledge to tell the customer, hey, what battery do you have? And they already know the storage or the maintenance procedure, the charge procedure. So the knowledge and the classwork of the specific item is nice. For
one thing also is that, parts are not, especially these days, parts are not 100%, but we've always stand behind our work and whatever we sell, right?
Sure.
So whether it's our fault or not, our customers understand and they can see that, hey, they're going to take care of me. And that's the way we've always been, and we've always ran it. That
stand behind what you do.
I'm going to stand behind the parts I sell because I'm the one who sold.
Sure.
And we get a lot of comebacks for that, as far as people wanting to do the next thing, because we always stand behind that part.
Sure.
So gives people peace of mind.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm a total golf cart novice. What if I wanted to get a custom built golf cart? Can you give me a ballpark range of like what that would cost me?
So, there's a huge
so many variables, right?
There's so many variables, and so that's why we take something like the chassis and we say, hey, how do you want it?
Sure.
Right, and then we have other options that says I can do a rezos for you off of a fleet cart, or we can, we have a new cart here that could be your option, right? And then we can do add-ons from there.
Sure.
As far as the prices, they range, so I mean, it could be anywhere from you know,
I see 7,500 all the way up to 30,000. Yeah, sure. Hopefully,
yeah.
the warranty is important, like we said. So we do offer, our standard warranty that's in house, and then we offer an extended warranty as well. So if you do travel with the cart, let's say, and you're out of Florida, not necessarily has to come straight back to us. We may have you have an option of doing an extended warranty that may, if you're stuck somewhere else, take it to a shop that's going to cover it, which is nice.
So you guys have something in pretty much every price range for people, from as basic to as custom as they want to go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get trade-ins that are low as $1,000 all the way, and like I said, we build them 30, 40,000.
Yeah,
it just depends on the customer and what they want. We try to keep that open to them.
Sure.
And and we always leave that option. Hey, you don't want this, you can always add it on later. Or we can build your trade-in cart.
Yeah.
So
There's two types of businesses we come across, those who can scale and those who can't. We believe the best way for a home service, trade, or construction business to scale to $1 million business is by using Jobber. If you want 20% off your first 6 months, check out our custom link below.
So can you give us a tour of some of the different golf carts you have in here, from the chassis all the way to a completed cart? So this is a basic bare chassis right here.
Yes. So on the chassis, how it comes in normally comes a rolling chassis, not with the upgraded wheels already, but they come with transport wheels. They're just, for the truck, no battery. So we end up, we take it in. A customer comes in, they want to say, hey, I want to do all this. I have an idea. Let's build it together. So I have the frame, the chassis. It comes with a good warranty, 2-year warranty on the chassis and all the electronics. And then depending on what battery comes in, normally it's about 8-year warranty on the lithium batteries. Comes with the Navitas, 100%, 600 amp controller, 5 kilowatt motor, top notch. The parts, they speak for themselves, Navitas system. So then the finished product, when you want a custom build, you have something like this, all done. Same chassis, just built out. Pearl white, we did the fender flares, color matching, custom seats, has, the Navitas dash, the screen, all the little details. He specifically wanted color lights on the top, color matching speakers that change color, custom seats that he picked out, waterproof vinyl, marine grade seats that are waterproof, the different aspects of the screen and the different stuff like that. So you have, all the components, reverse camera, having all the parts on it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Sound system, you have your dash with all the little pockets, cup holder, all the details of doing a custom product the way you want it.
But it started like that, right? And then it started like that, and then this is the customer's dream, right?
Yeah.
This is the way the customer wanted. So we start there, and then, this is a finished product, right?
Seat belts, roadworthy, so you can drive it on a low-speed vehicle, on low-speed roads, communities that require a license plate on the back of the cart, so you can make these street legal to do that process, to be able to drive it. And then number one is quality parts. What you're going to put on it is going to stuff that's supposed to last. That's why they give you a warranty. There's a lot of, some simple windshields. There's a lot of windshields out there. But the real windshield, when you're looking at something, is something with quality, good brackets that this made for outside, that the sun's not going to eat it up and crack stuff.
Yeah.
So quality stuff, as far as that lights, you want to be seen at night when you're driving it. What's the point of having lights on it if people can't see you coming?
Yeah. The weather just beats on anything that's outside, right? So having those quality parts is so much more important.
Yes, the bodies, a lot of, doing the bodies. When people sell bodies, companies sell bodies, the quality of the body and the components and the chemicals they use is important because you want it to last. We said inside is the Navitas chassis. This is next to be, on the blocks to get customized. So we start, we're using the mods, 15-inch wheels, 10-inch wides. They're great. The X-Comp tires are great on these carts, especially at higher speeds. They handle perfect. The wishbone suspension and all the independent suspension portion, it's going to be a stretched chassis. When it's done, it's already stretched. It's going to be custom.
So we have a returning customer that wanting an upgrade.
Oh, it's
Yep. He started with a 4-passenger, and now more kids. He wants a 6-passenger, so that's next. Then we got our little custom stuff, which is like the Camaro. This is one of our race cars we take. We have the Hummer, a Hummer build we did for the PGA show. We took it out there with us, and we call it root beer because it's the color, in the paint, all custom. I mean, this thing was just a frame when we started it, and we upgraded. It has all the Navitas running system for sure, because we use that, the screen,
Cool, because there's no forward and reverse switch. Everything's controlled by the screen.
that's cool.
Right? So you want to go with the reverse,
everything's on the
then you have your reverse cam up, right? And then you go on the forward, right? So everything is controlled through the screen. You can control speed. You can, slow it down, lock it down to where it's only at one certain speed. So if somebody else is driving it, they couldn't take it and go crazy with it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. It also has a Sound Extreme audio, which is the 6.5.
the amps, biggest thing about us is attention to detail, the little things. People doing seats, we try to match customization to the seats, to the body, so it's not just so we attention to detail, all the little emblems, the Hummer EV emblem,
Really nice.
the paint,
We try to accent it, right? Because with the stitching and the edge, we didn't want so much of this color, but we got it in that into the seat.
Yes.
When we do a custom build, we bring everybody into it. We bring our guys, and let's get everybody's idea. We have a room set up with a big table, like a show that does it, build your car and all that. And we lay stuff out. Let's do this, these little detail. What do you guys think about these colors and different parts?
And that's, it's so we get the customers what they want, right? And then we take that to a build sheet together.
Correct.
And we say, hey, how are we going to put this together?
Sure.
Right. And then so we go over, the ins and outs, and sometimes that plans change, by the end, as we find ways.
Yeah.
We could bring out this one. This is one of our drag carts. It won second place at one of the events. But yeah, it does. It's based on a Navitas aluminum chassis. It's got it's got the little attention to details.
With the racing slicks.
Yep, we got racing slicks on the back. Of course, the fire extinguisher just in case. Powered by Navitas.
We did the suspension on it.
So how fast is top speed on this?
The fastest is 78 and something like that. Yeah, in the 70s. There's stuff. I mean, we had a couple of things we still working out. We want to do some testing on the track, so that adds time to it, but it's getting there. It's one of the fastest carts out there.
The parachute?
So not yet. Yeah, our plan is we will have some videos up. The parachute was just added in the last month, but it will be. We will be definitely doing that. It runs. What I think one of our fastest times on this was like 980s in the eighth of a mile or something like that. So high 70s.
Yeah.
Then we do have a little sleeper cart that we did. So you take a regular base golf cart, has a race setup in it. So it does off the line. I mean, this thing will get up to 60 miles an hour.
Oh,
yeah, it is fast.
So it looks normal, but
it looks like when you see the little stickers, it's got the Navita Special 850 Club, So it's the 850 controllers they sell.
So we're actually testing for 12 outages, but it's a 96 full.
Service is our big thing. If you notice, we got a lot of service vehicles that we do work on, from engine rebuilds for gas to, fixing oil leaks on the rear end, full body swap, on carts with lithium battery. We just did this, painted the body, with a black, and did upgraded battery lithium from Eco. Body kit with the Alpha body kit. We do vinyl. I mean, we've done this where we did Daddy Shark. It's a customer of ours, and Then we do a lot of little customization. Something that we did a lot of that we do is during the hurricanes a couple of years ago, you call them flood carts. There are a lot of turnkey carts, Icon, Bentelli, a lot of name brand carts that got flooded out from the hurricane, whether it's Central Florida, Naples, all that.
Yeah.
So, being that a lot of people used to call in and say, hey, I need a motor for a cart.
Sure.
The factory motor sometimes is $2,500 just for the motor. Or, you're like, hold on, man. This cart needs everything. It needs a harness, pedal, everything.
Yeah.
We figured out, we had a couple carts here with the flood special, came out with a kit with Navitas. Saying, hey, we know this system will work in this car with changing the gas pedal, harness, and all that from Navitas. And they're into it for way less than buying all the components from the factory with a better system. Yeah. Better running system, Bluetooth, the capabilities of speeding it up and locking out so nobody can just jump on the car, which Navitas offers.
We built a few kits for different carts because, some will take a different motor than the other and stuff like that. So we have those set up, wire harnesses and stuff like that to fit into different running systems to replace.
Yes.
That's one we're doing right now.
Yep. So this is technically a flood cart that came in. Yeah.
Okay.
And this one had, so during the hurricanes and all that, they had rear ends that they were just throwing in carts, So this one, they don't offer a motor for that rear end.
Okay.
Okay. It's a special motor. So it would have to come from overseas. So we said, okay, we made a Navitas kit work for it. With a Navitas chassis rear end, put everything, all the components in. Now he has a cart that he paid $9-10 grand for, got flooded out instead of just, junking it out, put a new running system and get it running. And now they can enjoy, because the rest of the cart's fine. It's just the electronics that got screwed because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
And, throw a new system in it and he can do it 30 miles an hour, comfortable with a good battery.
Yeah.
And you're in for it less than buying a brand new cart again.
Yeah.
Our biggest thing, we work on everything. There's a car, someone says, oh man, nobody can figure it out. Bring it to us. Let's see what we can do. We still may not be able to figure it out, but a lot of times we figure it out, and get it running or something. Because what's important is the knowledge and the wiring schematics and having the right tools to work on something.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much for the information.
Yeah.
Appreciate taking the time.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you coming.
Yep, thank you.
Checking us out.